I'm not sure how much Dutch football you watch, Chris, but Erik ten Hag is allegedly, reportedly, the front runner to become the next coach of Manchester United. So what do you think about that decision? I mean, will time be given to him? That's what I want to know.
Well, that's a big question, isn't it? For every manager, they all want time. There's obviously some problems in there that he needs to sort out, address squad issues, things like that, getting players in that he wants as well to play the style of football that he knows and likes to play. But at the end of the day, at Man United, you need to be winning games. You need to be challenging for things, and if people aren't seeing progress on a Saturday, on a match day, it doesn't really matter what happens Monday to Friday at the training ground, or how much hard work you put in. If it's not bearing fruit on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday night or whenever Man United are playing their games, it's really irrelevant. You'd like to think they've taken a bit of time by bringing Ralph Rangnick in, making him interim manager, having him as a bit of a consultant. They appoint the next manager. You'd like to think they're taking their time. They're identifying who they want and why they want it based on the squad of players they have. Because at the end of the day, a manager's only as good as the squad of players that go out in the pitch for him. There's no point in bringing in a world-class manager if you don't have the players to play the way he wants to do. So I think they've probably made the right decision, thinking that this season, possibly we could still get into the Champions League, but I think they've done well taking a step back and assessing things to try and make sure they bring the right guy in for them. And if he's the man, then they've obviously spent enough time thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, for Manchester United, I think it's their worst trophy drought in 40 years now. 5 years since they lifted any silverware. Sharpe, you've mentioned Sir Alex a few times, so I'm going to try to draw up some parallels. Both of them, Erik ten Hag and Sir Alex, coming from different countries, but being very successful in their respective countries. The last time anyone in Scotland who wasn't named Rangers or Celtic won the title was his Aberdeen. He also took them to success in Europe. I don't think it's stated enough just what an achievement that really is. So Sir Alex came in with all this pedigree, and he built a culture at the club. It took him time. There were banners in the early days asking him to leave the club, but obviously we know what would go on. He would become the greatest manager in the club's history. Erik ten Hag, a lot of success with Ajax in the Netherlands, but he's coming to a club with a vastly different infrastructure. Ajax established with Van der Sar, and up till recently, Mark Overmars overseeing the business side. He's coming to a Manchester United club now where players are set to leave, big players, because they don't want to renew contracts, and a new CEO in charge, passing of the torch of us in a way. What do you think? What do Manchester United need to do to ensure that Erik ten Hag is given every opportunity to be a success?
It's a huge question. They've tried world-class managers in the past. We've had Mourinho, we've had Van Gaal. Solskjaer was in as an interim, and then a long-term manager. David Moyes didn't get long. So we've got all these people that have come in and tried before, and not one of them have succeeded to the standard that Sir Alex did. Ten Hag's going to come in and going to want to play his own way. We knew Rangnick was going to come in and apparently get the players playing this pressing game where they get the ball back within 7 seconds. We see that probably for the first 10 minutes of games, and then we don't see it for the rest of the game. So is that because of personnel? Is that because he's changed the way he wants to coach? Ten Hag has come from, albeit Ajax, which is a very successful club and a big club in Holland, to probably one of the biggest clubs in the world that have not won the Premier League for God knows how long, and he's going to be under massive pressure from day one. Plus, he's going to have a World Cup to deal with, and all his players go away for a month halfway through the season. So it's not going to be plain sailing for him. It's not going to be easy, but I'm sure discussions will be going on now as to what players he wants, what players they can get in, what players will be going. And a good pre-season, and he imposes his philosophy on the players, and you take it from there. And he's going to have a little bit of time. I know we say that about everyone, but it's a shortage for everyone. But that's what he's going to need. He's not going to be a one-season wonder, that's for sure.
Yeah, and a quick one from you, Brunty. I mean, it's also important that he gets the players on his side, surely, that they buy into what he's saying. Because if he doesn't, then there could be drama.
Yeah, of course. I mean, well, that's why you're a manager. That's why you're a head coach. You have to you have to inspire players to, or get your players to believe in what you're teaching them on a daily basis. You know, if you can't do that, then you know you're facing an uphill battle, really. You know, but that's what all the best managers, or best coaches were like. I mean, Sharpe obviously worked under probably the best one in British history. You know, like I can't imagine too many players stepped out of line or didn't or played their own game, or you know, they listened to what they were being told every day in training. I mean, to a certain extent, you know, even at West Brom, when I know we weren't successful at the same sort of level as Man United have been, but you know, it's like that's why you're successful by doing what you're taught on a match on a day-to-day basis on the training ground, and then taking that into a match and playing as a team. And you know, at the minute when I watch Man United, I see a lot of good individual players who play as individuals. Really, if when push comes to shove, you know, if you can get in there and get them playing as a team in the way he wants them to play, you've got a chance. Obviously, if you've got some world-class players in there.